Okay, I'm now recording. So 7.6. So go ahead and write down in your notebook Roman numeral number 2. This is chapter 7.6, and it's called two-step factoring. And I'm going to keep it pretty easy. We'll do 5 or 6 examples. I don't know which yet. Are you ready, Kagan? I was born ready. Okay, two-step factoring means this. That I'm going to give you an expression such as 2x squared minus 50, which is that a binomial or trinomial? Oh, the fright. How many terms does that? It has 2, right? So is it a binomial or trinomial? That's a binomial. So I'm going to give you a binomial, and I want you to factor it. Except that you're going to have to do this in 2 steps. The first step is going to be to factor out a constant. In other words, a number. So in this one, I think is pretty obvious. From 2 and 50, you can take out a 2. So we're going to start by taking out a 2. And when I take out the 2, what is left inside? So you got to kind of think distributive property. If I were to distribute that 2, in order to get that, what do I need left inside? So it's going to be x squared minus what, folks? 25. Minus 25. You see it? So these 2 expressions are equal to each other. 2x squared minus 50 and 2 times x squared minus 25 are the same thing. That is step 1. Take out a constant, a number. Step 2 is going to now be, okay, now let's factor the silly thing. Xander, what is this expression here called? That's a difference of squares. You wrote it down, didn't you? Yeah. You're like, are you going to get me on this one? That's a difference of squares. And the difference of squares actually factors pretty easily. It factors into, well, Xander, you're on a roll. What is it? X squared minus 25 would be what? X minus 5. X minus 5 times? X plus 5. Uh-huh. And I do believe we did that one in the warm-up, didn't we? That was the second question on the warm-up, except it was backwards. So that is your answer. That's what I mean by multi-step factoring. So basically, we had to take out a number first, and then we factor it. So it ends up having 3 factors. The 3 factors are 2, x minus 5, and x plus 5. And if you were to multiply all of this together, you would end up back at 2x squared minus 50. Oh, just for this one, I'm going to demonstrate it so that you believe. I want you to believe. So if I multiply all of this stuff, I should get back to that. So here I go. 2 times x is 2x. 2 times negative 5 is negative 10. 2x times x is 2x squared. 2x times 5 is 10x. 10 times x is negative 10x. And this times this is negative 50. Those middle ones cross out. You have 2x squared minus 50. So you don't want to do that every time because it's tedious and annoying and boring, but that is the proof that works. Okay, question number 2. Now you try it. I'm going to give you 3a squared minus 12. I'm going to pause there for a minute and see if you can come up with a factor form. If you're at home, put it in the chat. Let me see what you got. You have a minute. Sophia and Eddie. I just did a name practice. I got 100%. Oh. 3 times 6 is 18. We're going to keep that secret between me and you. Oh, Miss Bogart, it's right. Put that 3 back. Did you get Miss Sophia? 9? All right. Oh, Miss White. Miss Osford and Mr. Where is he? Yeah, that's pretty good. So hopefully y'all did this. You said you can take a 3 out, so take the 3 out. And once you take the 3 out, you're left with a squared minus 4. And a squared minus 4 is called what, Xander? It's a difference of squares. All right, good. Next time I'm asking Sophia. So here we go. 3 times, now what is going to give you a squared minus 4? That's going to be a minus 2 times a plus 2. And there you go. Question. Truthfully, honestly, did anybody have that one right before I did? Okay, we're starting to get there. Did you get that one right, Miss Molly? You did it right? Because you had your hand like this. Like it's a half raised. It's like with the thumbs. You did it with the thumbs too. You're sending mixed messages my way. All right. One last one that looks like this. Now this time you're going to get it. It's going to be easy squeezy. 4x squared minus 400. Yes, you had a partial. One more step, Gaten. This time you only need 45 seconds because it's so easy. Actually, 100. That's 4 times 100 is 4. Should just take 1. Oh, 200. This is 4 times 100. You look like you are sitting there in a position of like, you're close, but it's not 50s. Is Eddie? Nothing? Get the 4? Yeah. Now what'd you do? Oh, that's better. Yeah, see? That's an improvement on your answer. Okay. I don't know how to do this one. Remember, people, I know that you're rusty. It's okay. Do not feel judged. We're just going to try to learn as much as we can. So we take out the 4, and we get x squared. Now, for some reason, several of you put 200 there. So think about it. 4 times what gives you 400? 100, right? It'll be x squared minus 100, not minus 200. And then you get the 4, and in here, we're going to get x plus 10 times x minus 10. And there it is. Are you getting closer? You got it this time. Very good. Okay, we're going to do a few more examples. Oh, I know it's tempting to say x plus 50 and x minus 50, isn't it? Because you're like, 50 and 50 make 100, but you got to multiply it, so it's going to be 10. All right, we're going to do one now that's going to be a little different. Instead of giving you a binomial, it's going to be a trinomial. And the trinomial is going to look like this. 2x squared plus 16x plus 32. All right, once again, this is going to be a two-stepper. Let me move it up for you. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take out that 2. So, whoop, take the 2 out. And think in your head, what must go inside these parentheses? Why don't you think about that for a second? What needs to go inside those parentheses once you take the 2 out?
Can I say it?
Please do.
Oh, okay. X squared plus 8x plus 16.
Uh-huh. You guys see that? Because 2 times the 8x will be 16x, and the 2 times the 16 will be 32, and so on. So we took the 2 out. Now, because this is a trinomial, instead of a difference of squares, we are looking for 2 numbers that add up to 8. So something plus something that equals 8, because they need to add up to the middle term, always, and multiply to the last term. So something times something is 16. So now your brain needs to think, what are the 2 numbers that add up to 8 and at the same time multiply out to 16. What are they? 4 and? 4 and 4, right. So 4 and 4, 4 and 4, which tells you that this is going to factor into 2 times x plus 4 times x plus 4. And that will be your final answer on that guy. Do you think you can handle it? Well, you're about to try one, so here we go. Question number 5. It looks like, let's do this one. Okay, this is gonna be mean. Miss White, I'm staring at your paper. Let me know what you get. Good job, Len. Good job, Kaden. Yawning. You want coffee? I wish I could give you guys coffee, but I can't. We can't eat or drink in here right now. Now, if you are not confident with multiplication tables, you can look it up if you need to. They're in your planner. You're on fire. Itsy detail. Yeah, lost. Because you want to multiply the positive. Itsy teeny detail. That's not the one. Okay. Miss White, did you get it? Where'd Miss White go? Oh, we have no Miss White. Okay. Did you take out a 4? Right. And when you take out the 4, what's left inside is going to be just an a squared for that one. And 4 times what gives you 28? 7. So we're going to put a 7 in that one. I see your 4th grade teacher said you're going to need to memorize this. So memorize it. She was right. Most likely a she. And 4 times what was 48? 12. And so that's your first step. Now you need to think deep in your brain, what times what gives you negative 7? Because it needs to add up to that number and multiply out to 12. So there are 2 numbers that multiply to positive 12, but add up to negative 7. Indeed, that is it. Negative 4 plus negative 3 is negative 7. But negative 4 times negative 3 is positive 12, and therefore it's going to be a minus 3 and a minus 4. So that is the complete factorization of that expression right there. What do you think of that one? Yeah. All right, one last one, and then we're done with this. Okay? So by the way, next week what we're going to do is we're not going to move forward anymore because obviously you guys have a lot of gaps from the year that you just had. So we're going to be doing some review activities. So that's what we're doing next week. It's not going to keep getting harder, so don't panic. We're going to go back and do some, we're going to do a project next week on graphic. You guys are going to make a little design as you see. Anyways, that's next week. Okay, one last one. It's a look like this. 5x squared minus 5x minus 30. Okay, that's it. Once you're done with that one, you're done for the day. Except for your sign. Alright, let's look at this is where you conquer. And you do great things. Uh-huh. So far, so good. So far, so good. Lovely, Miss Falcon. You got it. Okay, now let's be brave. There's a minus, there's a minus. Now 5 times what gives you 5? Okay, so let's go 1x. 5 times what gives you 30? Minus 6. Close. Equals 5 times 2 brackets is 10. So 2 sets of parentheses. Okay, now we can make the 2 numbers and add up to what? Look on here. I want them to add up to the middle term and multiply to the last term. So what's your middle term? We want them to add up to -1. And you need to multiply out to what? And what do you have to multiply out to? -6. So, you are going to dig deep in that brain of yours. You're going to think, what are the 2 numbers that when I add them I get -1, but when I multiply them I get -6? Think of that. There are 2 numbers that do that. And there are only 2 numbers that do that. I gotta go check on this Falcon. If he was on hold. Did you get it? Again? But you're there still, okay? You're almost there. You're in the same spot. Okay? 2 numbers that add up to -1, multiply up to -6. Don't say it out loud, but think it. It can't be very big. And it looks like he's finished or something. But I need it in factor form. So I got the numbers, but I have to write it in factor form. You're still there. You guys don't like these 2 numbers. What are the 2 numbers that add up to -1 and multiply up to -6? What are they? 3 and 2. Okay, 3 and 2. Let's think about how we can do this. So I know that 3 times 2 is 6. What about -6? And -3 plus 2 equals -1. Therefore, oh, Miss White, you're there. I rejoice. Okay. So we'll put the 5 there and get x squared minus 1x minus 6. I need 2 numbers that add up to -1 and multiply to -6. And they're going to be, oops, don't forget the 5, -3 and +2. And therefore, that will be your final and complete answer. That wasn't that bad, was it? You can handle it. Good. So now, if you are at home, I salute you and go ahead and go to Big Ideas 7.6 Part 1 and do that. And after you do that, you can take the quiz sometime before Sunday. Okay? Peace out. Bye. If you're not at home, you can't leave. Sorry. You, however, have this time to take out Big Ideas in your computers, grab your computers and Chromebooks, and go to Big Ideas. So here is my recommendation. You need to do 7.6 unless you haven't done 7.5. So do 7.6 if you're caught up. If you're not caught up, then you need to go back to 7.1 or 7.5. Because it's going to be a lot harder to do 7.6 if not. Okay? So that's where we're going to start. And if you have questions, this is where you ask. I can help you now. I'm here. You're here. Which one do you always want to? 7.6? Okay. Most excellent. So you'll probably want to do it on paper because these are two-steppers. You can't do a two-step question in your head. Nobody is that brilliant. All right. So that I affect the distances. Could you read it to me, Maya? Is it 3r squared? The question.
3y squared minus 21y plus 36.
Perfect. Equals. This is the first one on 7.6, by the way. She and I are going to work on this one together, and if you want to spy on the board, if you need to, you can. What number can we take out? All right, we're taking out a 3. We're going to do it in 2 steps. So on your paper, you kind of look like that. Or you can go that way, whichever way you want. Or you have to do 2 steps. Take out the 3 first. Work on that. I'll put it up there. Which one do you want, sir? 7.6? Yeah. Good. Are you on 7.6 too? Yes, fine. Can I speak to you in my office? My office, like. Let's go talk. Welcome to my office. So, have you had any of your classes? Just take your office and start with. Is it for the computer or Miss Maya! I gotta come see where you are on this now. What do we have? So there are three terms, right? This times this needs to give me 3y squared. So let's go ahead and erase that. Erase that second parentheses. So 3 times what gives you 3y squared? 3. I need to get 3y squared. All I have is 3. So what do I need to multiply that 3 by to get 3y squared? Y squared. Because 3y squared equals 3y squared. And 3y squared means 3 times y squared. So your first one's just going to be y squared. My gears are going to fall off of this thing. Yeah, I'll show you. Now, minus 3 times what will give you 21? That's where this comes in. And of course, there's a 1. And plus 3 times what gives you 36? That's plus 3 times. So we should have y squared minus 7y plus 1. Okay. Now we're looking for two numbers that add up to -7. Multiply to +12. So, now that we're thinking it, what two numbers multiplied together can give me 12? Just take a shot. What times what gives you 12? 3 and 4. Could 3 and 4 possibly add up to 7? They can. So let's do this intelligently now. So we know it's 3 and 4. And 3 times 4 is 12, so that's no problem. But 3 plus 4 is not -7. I want it to be -7. So let's make it -3 and -4. That'll give you -7. And -3 times -4 is still +12. So there's my answer. Well, how's it going, Miss Falcon? Get your what? Can you give me a green check mark? Wait. Okay. Stick it up, baby. You forgot the 3 in the front. It's not working. How could it not be possible? What did you do? Oh! The question is just what's the greatest common factor, so it's just 3. That's all it wanted? Didn't want us to factor it? Question 1, the answer is just 3? Oh my gosh. It just wanted to know what you could take out. Okay, now, number 2, we have to actually factor it. What a ripoff. We did all that work for nothing. I should have read the question, my goodness sakes. All right, number 2. 3x squared plus 3x minus 6, is that it? Right, good. Now this one we actually have to factor. It's a waste of time. All right, good. You got the 3. What else? Perfect. Just go for it, Maya. Just go for it. I swear we're going to get it, and I will not bite if you don't. Okay, now you need 2 numbers. And add up to this and multiply to that. Two numbers add up to 1, multiply to -2. So we don't have all that many choices. What is really possible? What times what gives you 2? There's only one choice. What times what gives you 2? 2 times 1. The only choice you have. So it's got to be 2 and 1. We have no choice. It's the only way we can multiply out to get 2. However, it needs to be a -2. And it needs to add up to +1. So one of those 2 numbers needs to be negative. Think about which one is negative, 2 or the 1. Let's check it out. -2 plus 1. If you have 2 negatives and only a positive, that's going to give you -1. So this has to be negative. +2 and -1. That'll be even. And therefore, it's going to be that. Woo, that's hard. Sophia, did you get that one already? You're fast. That's most excellent. Who's stuck? Did it work? Because you need to add up the +1. Oh, not saying anything else. All right. That's it. They keep the school at, I think it's 70 degrees. No matter how cold or hot it is outside, it's always 70. In June, students show up and they're freezing. In the winter, they show up and they're melting. first thing that comes to mind? You have to multiply against 6. What times what gives you 6? 2. So those are your guys. So go ahead and put, what's a U or E? So B and 3 and B and 2. Don't put the plus or minus yet. Okay, now I need to get negative 6, right? So in order to get a negative, one of them has to be positive, one of them has to be negative. But you need to add up to positive 1. So that tells you that the bigger one has to be positive. So you're going to get the plus 3 and the minus 2. That way they add up to 1, but they multiply up to 6. In English. Have you gotten to either ones from chapter 7 yet? You start back at 7:1. Like, if you're behind, just watch the videos and take notes. You don't have to do 7:6. Depends where you are. If she's watching the notes from another section, that's fine. Do that. Just start working where you left off. You guys stink at asking questions. I know some of you have questions. Ask them. Alexander only has one choice. What times what gives you 5? Pretend you're in 4th grade and the teacher asks you what times what gives you 5. So let's unblank. And there's one way that you can multiply two numbers to get 5, and it's 5 times 1. So that's 5 is a prime number. It's only 5 times 1. So the numbers are going to be 5 and 1. And we need that multiplied negative 5, but add up to negative 4. So it's negative 5. 3. Don't think of the addition first. Think of the multiplication. Think of what two things multiply can give you 5. Because then you realize you only have one choice. All right. Yeah. I think it's good. 12. 4 times 12. Huh? What happened? Huh? So, this one here? I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Oh, you're from which about to die, but sure. You have a what? Don't die. Don't die. Don't die. It's about to die. It's just gonna die. Miss Serena, you an artist? Who's have a Van Gogh shirt? Is that a Van Gogh shirt or Star Wars? It's Van Gogh Star Wars. I'm an art. I like it. I had the privilege of going to Van Gogh Museum. Impossible model. That's all right. No, he wasn't. He was Dutch. He wasn't Dutch. Yeah, see that? That one? Holland? That was Dutch. Oh. Yeah, they do those. All this painting from Europe. Show them. I can't imagine what happened to the Dang it, sorry, lost everything for that. Oh my bad. All right, people, we're about to go. So, start working where you left off. You keep going from there. And I'll see you next week. Next week we're doing a little project. We'll need your Chromebooks for it. Don't let your Chromebook die next week. You'll need it. Unfortunately, y'all are on the third floor right now. Oh wait, it's fifth period. Fourth period. Yeah. I'm glad you're back. Everybody, you're doing all of your work for December, and then you stop for a while, and then you start. I appreciate it. Where can't we go? So who looks after your little brother now? Your other sister.
Yeah.
He was always the youngest one in class. But yeah. Oh, good. He wants to make a copy of this. Is this a copy?
That is.
Do you think you might want a copy?
This should be.
Oh wait, this is a copy. This is from 2019.
Oh.
I'm just saying, I can get back to you. Because, I mean, any t-shirt you ask for anything, we're going to do this. To write stuff.
Thank you.
Yes.
Really. Thank you.
Mr. Schmidt. No, let me see that though. The key is. Oh, gosh. Oh.
No, you're good. I think I see you like. Hi guys, welcome. I get to move,
Okay.
remember? Yay!
So,
I get to see you
I'm
like.
going to haul in a point in your direction.
Hello. Aw, thanks.
Should we just sit anyway?
Any seat that doesn't have an X. So sit next to the X, so to speak. I just prayed for God for the best, sorry. That's okay. Trying to decide if I need to go get my document. No, I don't think I do.
Jeff, sorry.
Okay. Yes, it is. It's I don't know, it's a tropical plant. I know I should know, I don't know. A student gave it to Mr. Peretti last year, so he's keeping it in the sunlight to help it grow, because it needs that to grow. I need Google Classroom for me. No, I don't want
Summon.
Oh,